My name's Mike Krueger with Krueger Farms, Inc. My wife and I have our corporation together, farm with my brother Jerry and son and his son and my son farm together. So we've been here in Pierce, Nebraska for 35 years now, I guess. So actual farm ground is roughly 4,000 acres now. Mainly irrigated corn and soybeans. We've got everything from sandy loam to sand to clay to gumbo, all different various soil types. I'd like to just be able to spray everything once, but it doesn't, in the real world, it doesn't work out that way. So we're going over everything twice. So I'm spraying basically 8,000 acres a year. And that's kind of the reason why we went to a self-propelled sprayer. You know, when I started, I was in a pull type. I've been doing the spraying for, well, 30 years now. My brother plants corn, my son plants the beans, and I get to spray everything. So I just needed something going through ditches, going through irrigation tracks. You know, with the tractor suspension, there was no way my back was going to take it. I either had to quit or go to one of these. And we bought a new one of these 5 years ago, and then we just traded that in this year. And so this is our first year with this rig. So been real happy with them. We priced, you know, the Rogators, John Deeres, Internationals, the Hagies, and they were nice, but they had an expensive price tag on them. And we ran across these Apaches. I'm not even sure how we ran across it. I think I was going online actually, and saw some advertised, and curiosity got the best of me, and I did some research on it. And we found out that we could buy an Apache from anywhere from $50,000 to $80,000 less than the four-wheel drive ones. And once we ran all the numbers and everything, it just made sense to go with an Apache. You know, I guess I'm a numbers kind of guy, pretty analytical that way. So when I run the numbers, if you figure $70,000 on the initial purchase price, and even at 6% interest, and you compound that over 5 to a 10-year period, I mean, you're looking at anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 a year, and over 10 years, you know, that's $50,000. Those are real dollars. I mean, I don't care how do you handle it, it's just real numbers. And as long as the sprayer does everything I need it to do, you know, what's the difference, you know? But over 10 years, that's $50,000 added on to the initial purchase price of $70,000. Well, that's $120,000. And, you know, I can make a nice down payment on some farm ground, even if it is as high as it is, but it sure helps. When we went to trade, our first sprayer had really good trade-in value when we traded for this one again. So, you know, when you talk about the dollars, as long as you stay within this line, that $70,000 is always going to be front and foremost that you're going to just save you down the road. And if you compound the $70,000 on top of the interest of the other 50, well, I don't know how you get into those numbers, but it's real dollars. Sometimes dollars aren't that important, but you got to have the service to follow up. And so far, we've been happy with the service we've you know, had from Riggins. It's great warranty on this program. It's 5 years or 2,000 hours on the warranty. And I'm not exactly sure what the other sprayer manufacturers have, but that's a plus because the first sprayer we had an issue, and they sent a man up within a day or two, brought everything, serviced the sprayer on the spot, and warranty took care of it all. Nothing out of our pocket. Labor, parts, everything were covered. I couldn't ask for anything more. So that was a plus, a real benefit to us. Operator friendliness, it's really accessible to everything. I mean, you want to get to the battery and work on it, it's easy to get to. I don't have to take a bunch of things off to get the hood open and service here, change the oil, things like that. It's simple. And, you know, it's like I always say, just, you know, KISS, keep it simple, stupid, you know, and that's a big thing. It really is. I mean, we've got, you know, so many things to do and so much time to do them in that when you simplify things, that's a big difference maker. And that's another thing I do like about Apache is how simple everything is and how easy it is to get to for maintenance, for greasing, for just about everything. Filling it, everything's handy. As far as filling ease, everything just right here. You've got your rinse tanks right here. You got your fill cap right here. They've got a little rinse valve underneath. Wash your hands. You know, it's just a simple little thing, but it's really handy when you're done filling and you have something on your hands just to wash it off. I mean, it's such a simple little thing, but I really appreciate that because it's right there where you can clean off before you get in the sprayer, clean your gloves off. You got the inductor, which is handy. You know, if I don't have my regular nurse fill truck, you know, and I just have a water wagon or something I need to fill, it's nice to have the inductor so I can use it. Just going back to what I said before, everything's so simple on this sprayer. And to me, that's just worth a lot. When you're out in there, you know, 10, 12 hours a day, and the ride, the comfort, the simplicity of filling, the quickness, you just tie everything together, and it, like I said, it just does everything a sprayer could do for me. You know, if you don't like doing a lot of work, mechanical work, and really getting into the nuts and bolts of things, I mean, that's another great priority this thing would have above any of the other sprayers, because it is simple. And that's one thing I really do like, because, you know, for some people things come easier, and other people they don't, you know. And for me, mechanical side of things, I'll be honest, it's not my forte. It's my brother's forte, you know, but I can fix just about anything on this sprayer. You know, if you spray your own fields, you know, compared to hiring everything done, I mean, the cost saving is at least twice. And, you know, if you're going over everything twice, you know, if you just figure $5 an acre, and I think it's 5.5 now, custom spraying is at least 5.5, I think. But say 5, that's $10 an acre. And I guess the way I ran the numbers, we were running this, by the time we made the payments, the fuel, the hours, you know, we were getting by for less than half that, you know. So I think I figured a 4-year period the sprayer was paid for. What it did improve is the time. I mean, we went from, I think, a 60-foot boom to a 90-foot boom. The time getting to and from the fields, field time. The time factor, I mean, especially, well, you take a year like this year and 2 years ago. I mean, when it rains, it seems like every other day. You've got a window that you've got to get this crop sprayed. You know, and I went from spraying, you know, anywhere from maybe 200 to 250 acres a day to 400 to 500, you know. So going through the field, instead of running 8 to 10 miles an hour, I'll run 10 to 12, maybe 13, 14 at times, you know, if I'm putting small amounts of Roundup on some bean fields that are pretty level and flat. I mean, I'll spray a whole day without filling. You know, I mean, that which is nice. I can start in the morning and go till night and fill up and get ready for the next day. So yeah, I don't have to stop to fuel up in between fields or anything during the course of a day. You know, that's crucial. I mean, when you get weather like this, how do you put a value on that? I mean, it's just the timeliness makes such a crucial difference in when you get that crop done, because if it gets away from you, it's not going to get sprayed. Ideally, in a perfect world, it'd be great if the nurse truck came with me all the time, but that doesn't always happen. So, you know, between our longest distance between one farm to the other is probably 16, 17 miles. Most of the time, I've got a center fill point, so you know, there'd be times I might have to run back 5-6 miles just to fill, you know, if I don't have someone tendering to me. And boy, to get down the road with this thing, you know, is, you know, you figure a tractor, you're going 20 mile an hour, you're going 40 to 45 with this, or right around 40, I guess, for the most part. Compared to 20, 25, you know, it's almost double your speed time. And how many minutes or hours in a day that saves, I don't know, but it's significant. The one thing we did add on this sprayer versus the other one is the AccuBoom, you know, where it automatically shuts off in sections, which, you know, when you look at the cost of your herbicide, you're looking at overlap, you're looking at things like that. I just think any sprayer with its salt should have that on it. You know, I've had neighbors ask, and you know, they see us out spraying, they say, well, what do you like about it, you know? And I just tell them basically, you know, how user-friendly it is, that it's the cost factor is a huge thing. I said, if you're looking for something in a sprayer, in a self-propelled sprayer, I said, you've really got to take a hard look at that. I said the comfortableness, the view, the cab view is great. You know, it's like I say, it's economical. I really don't see the difference between, you know, an expensive machine and this machine being of any difference as far as value to what you're doing, you know, because it's going to do the same job as a machine that's going to cost you $70,000, $80,000 more. And if you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? You know, I mean, that's just kind of how we look at things. We've run one for 5 years, and we're starting the first year on this one, and haven't been disappointed at all. I mean, if we would have, after the first one we had for 5 years, we surely wouldn't have gotten a second one. But I mean, I'll swear by this thing. I have no reason to ever want to look at trading for a different brand. It's done everything and anything above what we ever wanted it to do.